Hi there. It's quite late here. Oh, 10 to 1 or 11 minutes to 1. Yeah, what a day. I just had this really long conversation with ChatGPT trying to solve I don't know if it's solving a problem, it's just solving or trying to ask for advice for how to deal with something where my feelings are spiking, anger is spiking. It's a local situation that I'm just finding it all the time. I don't know. It's these recent years. I know that in one of Clara's videos, she was talking about anger and that it just feels like it's potentially so much. But yeah, I don't know. It's not that I can't express it, but it just feels too strong. Actually, a lot of the time, maybe more, or maybe it's not strong enough. I don't know. I don't know. I'm finding being in the world and quite a lot of people around where I live incredibly stressful to be around them. But maybe other people would say, "Oh, it's nothing. You're not dealing with anything." But maybe it's all stuff from the past as well. That it's all there still. It's all there still. Times when I should have reacted, but then I just think if I start reacting, there's no end to it. There's no end to it. I think in some ways that's what's connected me to very emotionally to as far as one can be through imagination or through emotional connectivity to the outrage of what's happened to Lucy Letby and the outrage of how people can treat others. It's just the idea that there's just nothing in those systems, in those individuals. There's just nothing. They're not. I think they're behaving in inhuman fashions and on a much tiny, well, in hugely tinier scale. I've just been. Well, that's the trouble. When you compare it. Well, yeah, of course it's nothing like that, but it doesn't mean you're not reacting to stuff. I just want to. I'm on the borderline of screaming a lot of the time, and I've started doing it, and I had to really rein myself in, and I know it's the last thing I'm going to ever do is seek quote unquote professional advice. I mean, I've spoken to my friend a lot, and that's been really really helpful. But and the ChatGPT, but obviously I don't want to drain anyone. But I'm not. It's nothing. I'm not unbalanced. I'm just fed up with a lot of things. There's a whole history to it where I'm living, and a number of the people. I'm not saying everyone. It's not everyone. Intensely selfish, inconsiderate. It's like there's no social contract there. This is the way I expressed it is that there's no goodwill. It's not that and I keep myself to myself, but just in terms of certain things like sharing space, being considerate, it's just not there really. It's very odd. It's just very odd. It's like a kind of a little mini whirlpool of just this kind of I just sense it as utter negativity, and everything I'm doing mentally is to push it away and block it. But it's just, I keep coming across situations so I was asking ChatGPT how to negotiate a particular situation, and we were kind of arguing in a way, and I kept because it kept on not wanting to locate its tendency, and I don't know how this works. Its tendency is to, and I've had quite a lot of conversations with it, is to try to get you to get out of thinking loops and get out of the idea that you can read the intent or know the intent of other people, or that if you plunge into that world, the idea of their intent or what they think about you, or why their actions happening based on what they think about you, or that they don't care about your convenience or whatever it is, then you're kind of lost. You're in a loop. Then you're in this anger loop, and the way to do it is to try to steer clear of that. But for some of the time, we're in a sort of this back and forth, and I kept on saying, no, look, this situation, this is an adult person, and they've got to know what they're doing. They've got to know what they're doing because they can see the effects of it, and they're not. And they're just saying, no, it's just all about space, and they're kind of abstracting it into space, as opposed to, I think, I understand, and this is to do with something else that Clara was talking about. I understand that it's possible, and I know it's possible, especially under stress, to read things read intentions where they may not be there, or they might be there, but to magnify them in a negative way, or negative. I mean, what do I mean by negative? Well, it's either some kind of disrespect or negation or lack of consideration, like you don't matter, only they matter, sort of narcissistic kind of behavior as well. And I'm not impervious to it. I'm just, in my life, I've done lots of things. I behaved in ways I really regretted. So, but I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to get across. Anyway, ChatGPT was, but it kind of, I went with it. I stuck with it to try to think, well, you've just got to, in some weird way, I can feel the tendency of it is to kind of disengage you from, in somehow, but by the technique, and maybe this crosses over with, what's that thing, that kind of therapy, it's got initials to it, where it's cognitive behavioral therapy, that you don't get invested into what other people might be, what their intent is. But the effect for a while was making me think, oh, it's trying to turn me into a machine in which I'm not trying to suspect the interiority of someone else. I can't get in there because it's like they're unknowable. But I was struggling with that and thinking, no, I don't think they're unknowable. I think I can have a pretty good guess. I can have a pretty good guess that why Cheshire Police, for example, is pushing the agenda and arresting one of their managers, because they know they're up against it with everything they've done, you know. I suspect that's what it is anyway. I suspect that's what it is. I know I don't know, but I think it's a reasonable inference as a supposition. It's a supposition, but I think it's reasonable. But yeah, these last few weeks, I've been sort of spiking. I suppose that's the word that ChatGPT was using, and just it's trying to break things down and tries to tell you to say, well, I'm noticing you're spiking now. Just focus on something physical, breathing, whatever. Don't engage with the person. And my problem has been a lot, or my tendency has been constantly to try to explain. Keep explaining, as though eventually somebody would get it. But that's building frustration. But I just can't do that anymore. I just don't want to do it anymore. Because I know they get it. I know they get it. I know I'm not saying what it is, but it's something probably quite trivial to a lot of people, but it's come off the back of a lot of other things. And psychologically, I feel besieged. I've been trying to get out of here and trying to move, But anyway, that's another story. But the thing is the idea of anger, like just get swamped by it, but usually it's just messing up my health, something chronic, and it's just no good. What it advised me to do with this particular individual was to say about a particular issue, just a one-line thing. I've raised it with you. I've raised it. I'm not going to discuss it anymore. I'm not going to discuss it any further. I've raised it. I'm not going to discuss it, and then move away, then walk away, and that's it. And don't repeat it. And which is fair enough, but my tendency is always to try to explain it further or get pulled into the mystification or the gaslighting. And there's that acronym, I don't know if I mentioned it before somewhere else, called jade. Jade is an acronym. Jade for something you should try not to do, particularly with people that aren't really on a level with you, that they're trying to do something, they're pretending like it's not happening, or they're saying that, they're trying their best or whatever, but it's not real. You're being gaslit, right? So, or lied to, gaslit. And the JADE thing is an acronym. J for justify, A for argue, D for defend, E for explain. Don't do any of those things when you know they're not going to land anywhere. You're not going to have a meeting of minds. Don't jade. Don't justify, argue, defend, or explain. So I suppose this one-liner that ChatGPT came up with for me is, I've already raised it. In other words, I've raised it, and I have, and I'm not going to discuss it anymore. That's if somebody tries to approach me about something that I've raised, yeah. So, is that justifying it? No, it's stopping. It's a boundary statement, isn't it? It's not arguing. It's not defending. It's just stating this is what I've done, and I'm not going to do any further with it because I've made an attempt, and if you're not going to try to cooperate or whatever, or just treat me in the way that I'm treating you, or considering you, if there's no reciprocity there, it's just not there, is it? So, and it's not defending, saying that one line, and it's not explaining. It's just saying I've raised it. If you don't get it, I'm not going there. I'm not gonna buy the idea you don't get it. So, but then I'm not going to be in your head at all. I'm not going to be in the other person's head, because. So in the end, with ChatGPT, it's quite patient because it's a computer, isn't it? But so it kind of stuck with me, as it were, and I was getting agitated with it actually. But by the end, I thought, yeah, it's the only way out, because with certain situations, if you're hanging in there to try to get someone to change or wake up or see something that should be pretty obvious and they're not doing it, then that's the choice they're making. And I was kind of annoyed with ChatGPT because it kind of kept on saying as though, well, you can't say that they're doing it deliberately and it might be nothing to do with you. Well, yeah, but they can see the effects of it anyway. But that's my right. That's my prerogative. Is it prerogative? To infer what I want about them. To infer what I want. But I think it was trying to help me in saying that, well, that's all well and good, but if you're stuck in that loop about it, then That's what's draining your batteries. That's what's keeping you on this loop of anger. Because you've got the expectation and you're in a relationship with them all the time, and every time it happens you're thinking, well, why are they doing it? Why are they doing it to me? Why are they doing this? What's behind it? And then you've lost control in a way, because you're trying to suss them out all the time, and you've lost your locus of control, which is about what I get that. I kind of get that. I've always got this nagging thing when I want to say, well, no, but let's have it right. Let's have it out in the open. Then you're not interested in any kind of social contract here, even though it's unwritten. But you're not interested in something which, well, I would consider common sense, about reciprocity and just being reasonable and not just being rude. Stop being rude. Basically, it from my perspective, stop being fucking rude. But as soon as you get into other people's heads, it's like, well, do they think it's rude? And they say, well, no, I don't think it's rude. I think you're rude. And you're kind of lost, aren't you? You can be lost. And I have reflected on it, and I think, is it reasonable to me to think this? Absolutely. You've got to hold on to something, haven't you? This goes back again to something else that Clara was talking about in that cult situation, where they begin to reframe what's permissible, what's not, what's reasonable, what's not, and also say, oh, there's no rules or anything. They begin to mystify you. They begin to, whether it's an individual or a group, when they want when there's a will there underneath it, but it's being artificially covered up, and it's made out as though it's not there, but they're doing it nonetheless, and you twig onto it, and then they rebound it back to you, like in Clara's video about that cult, when they say, oh, well, nobody's leading it. But where are these rules coming from then? Where are they coming from? Nobody's. So extrapolating from that situation onto an individual situation where someone's gaslighting you, they're pretending like they don't understand, but you know full well, or you believe full well, I believe full well they get it. Oh, they get it. And that's when my anger kicks in greatly, actually. And I've always not expressed anger as a rule in my life growing up, to a point that was incredibly damaging to me to not do that. And it's not that I want to be. It's a tool, or it's an energy that I think is telling you that something's wrong. I mean, of course, you can be in a state in which you're angry unreasonably because you want your way and it's not reasonable for you to want it. I get that. I know it can become like a drug almost, and it can overwhelm you, and it can make you really ill, but it can also save your life. And the idea that it's quote unquote negative, I just don't believe that at all. I'm trying to think of there's that quote from Saint Augustine of Hippo, which goes, hope has two beautiful daughters. Let me look it up. Hope, it's gone all bright, isn't it? Has two. It's a classic. I can't remember it though, because I do like it. Oh, the internet just decided to stop working just as I looked that up, tried to look it up. So that's weird, isn't it? Isn't that weird? It says there's no internet. I'm sick of the internet. I'm sick of everything. Checking network requirements. Oh, God. I got all the green lights on. I don't even know what it's all about. What's it all about? You're not connected, it says. Oh, I don't even know what I'm doing. Oh, that's typical. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I just... it just says I'm not on the thing. Maybe it's a good thing that I can't. Hope has two beautiful daughters. anger's one of them, to be angry about, and courage is the other one, to change things, something like that. I'll look it up. Have a look it up if you can find it. St. Augustine of Hippo. Oh, I don't know. I just hate technology as well. What am I doing on the internet? I just thought life is so absolutely weird. And I don't know if I'm becoming weirder and weirder all the time. And the world, the way it's... Oh, wasn't it typical that I did that bloody... Anyway, I'll leave it there. But that's just my thing. I don't know. I could say, oh, it's a ramble. It's a moan. I don't want to say any of those things. It's just what it is. It's just what it is. Human beings in a sort of a... No, we're just human. What's the Human League? We're only human. Oh, God, I keep looking at this stupid bloody modem thing. It's got all the green lights on. It's got the green lights on, but it's not doing anything. Oh, sod it. Oh, I don't even care. I won't be able to upload this. Anyway, good night. See, I want to make an excuse and say, oh, isn't that crap? What a stupid video. Well, what a stupid video. I gotta lighten up somehow. Maybe I need tablets or something. Where's me tablets?